Thanks for joining me, everyone, for another episode of my Aston Villa career on FIFA 16 as we push on into the second half of the season. Now, isn't it amazing how quickly the media on FIFA will jump straight onto the back of a player who's probably been underperforming in the last couple of fixtures? Not even like month upon month of inconsistency. It's just 3-4 games on. I suppose it's kind of similar in real life, especially when it comes to teams like Manchester United. But I mean, you look at Austin, he's got 10 goals to his name so far this season heading into the second half. He's only a goal behind the joint leaders in the top goal scoring list with Rooney, Deeney, Oscar and so on. I'm confident he'll get back to scoring ways, and something else that I'm confident about is our chances in this season's FA Cup. You'll see that, yes, we are through to the quarterfinals, and yes, we have been drawn against Rotherham, the only lower league team left in the competition. Everyone else in the Premier League. And when you look at it as well, that tournament tree, I think we can go all the way to the final. I'm not sure about winning it, but I'm feeling confident we can go all the way to Wembley this season. I mean, it would be a nice bonus, wouldn't it, if we had already secured a spot in next season's Europa League or Champions League, and also winning the FA Cup on top of that. Certainly be a successful season in my eyes. But to get to that type of position, we needed to pick up 3 points. We had to be our very best here at the Etihad against Manchester City, another team that are also in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. For my team, though, heading into this one, you can see I went with the 4-3-3. Westwood had come into the equation for Villa, as he's been in brilliant form lately. Wasn't in the best of form with that chance he had away outside the City penalty area, but it was only 4 minutes into the game. Both teams in that feeling out process, and Man City, as the game went on, yes, they got the better of chances. They had more than us, and how unfortunate are they there not to score. Nasri's first shot hammering against the crossbar, then Fernandinho coming in with a header. Again, the ball hits against the crossbar. So unfortunate for Man City. I can believe my luck. And I thought I was going to get away with it, but there was a man within that little wall that happened, that scramble in the box. It was a Corey that went down. I had to replace him with Bakuna, and I switched Bakuna out to, I was just checking his positions there because I know he's a pretty versatile guy. So I switched him out into the right wing, well, right back I should say, and pushed Micah Richards, former Man City player, at centre back. And as the first half went on, I was threatening how long Corey could potentially be out for after that challenge from Fernandinho in the penalty area. And I think that's what cost us this goal from Kevin De Bruyne. Absolutely superb how he took it. Yaya Toure finding him perfectly, and he just turns on it, picks out that top corner, and look at the swerve on the ball. Adrian couldn't do anything about it. So City in the lead, but you know what? We came back, we kept fighting, we really showing what we were capable of, really, and how we didn't get an equaliser with that chance from Grenier. If the ball had just been a little lower, I think it would have topped that goal from Kevin De Bruyne a bit earlier on. It would have been sensational. I mean, City's keeper route to the spot, we could have done with it, but it was something to build upon heading into the second half. And look at that ball from Gill to find Sinclair, and he does well to get round his man and then his other man, as they were just poor at the back, City, and we had to try and find a way of exploiting that, trying to get the ball into that final third. They were looking very shaky, but going forwards, as strong as ever. Aguero, great effective shot on target there. Adrian with the save. De Bruyne really should be just tapping that in, but Adrian again pulling off another save. It's like he was having his own Peter Schmeichel moment in goal against City. It was tremendous. I was just almost felt like putting the controller down and just standing up and applauding his goalkeeping there. It was tremendous. Aguero again. I mean, just look at all these saves. Watching it back now, I'm just appreciating how good and what a brilliant replacement Adrian has been so far. He's only been with the club a month since I signed him in January from West Ham when I did the swap with Guzan. I think if Guzan was in goal for this, we probably would have lost 3-4-0. In the end, we did lose. We did drop all 3 points, unfortunately, but we could walk away from the City of Manchester with our heads held high. We put in a brilliant performance, and there's certainly signs of things to come. Corey, thankfully, would only be out for 9 days. He wouldn't be fit for our next game against Everton, which would be played at home. So I had to call on Jolie and Lescott, experienced centre-back, for this one. it was interesting to look at Everton's side because, as you know, Leroy Fer went to Everton in January for 15 million, me making that bit of profit on him. He started the game on the bench as he made his return to Villa Park, and he didn't feature at all. He wasn't even brought on as a substitute, which was a bit surprising, but I did have Stephen Naismith starting against his former club at home, so it would have been nice to get those 3 points, maybe get him on the score sheet as well. But it was Everton that looked more threatening, more likely to get maybe the first goal, to get a couple and get those 3 points. I mean, Leon Osman, the captain of the day for Everton, coming close with that chance of his, just bringing the ball inside and hammering it. I mean, the ball just fizzed past the post, thankfully. But just before the break, before both teams headed in, it was Everton that did get their nose in front. It was Deulofeu with simple header. It was good how he came down to the height of the ball with how it was dipping and just tapped it past Adrian, who was again rooted to the spot. I mean, after that brilliant performance against City, I would have thought he would have continued it against Everton. I was looking for that bit of consistency, but we clawed our way back into the game anyway, into the second half. A goal from Scott Sinclair cutting inside and just putting that one straight across the front of goal into the corner, making it 1-1. And that would be the final score as well. You know, again, it could have been better. The way we went about business, it was pure quality. We always hit Everton on the counter. It was just that finishing in the final third, and it was another game again where Charlie Austin went without a goal, getting his name on the score sheet. And I thought for this next fixture against Rotherham United, the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, I decided to drop Austin because Gabby Agbonlahor has been looking for first team football, and I thought, well, this is the perfect opportunity to bring him in. And it is also another opportunity to bring in other players that haven't been getting first team football recently, like Ilori, Hutton, who performed well against Liverpool recently. I think that was in my last video. And also Jordan Ayew and Adama. I know Adama is one of those players that you guys have been saying, why aren't you playing him? And I know I should be putting him in the first team, but I've just been sticking with Gill and Sinclair as my two wingers recently, and they've been fit for almost every game, so I want to keep that consistency in team selection. So at the moment, as it stands, they'll just be kept as my fringe players for the time being until next season. We'll see what happens in the summer. Now, do you guys remember when we got knocked out of the Capital One Cup at the start of the season, losing 2-1 to Barnsley in extra time? Well, we were going in the same direction here against Rotherham, another lower league team coming to Villa Park and getting the better of us. I mean, what a fantastic goal to concede against Bode. I think that's how you pronounce his name, but I just like the way how Bode, he gets closed down by two Villa players, but yet still keeps possession. We didn't do enough damage to try and win the ball back, and he just struck it so sweetly. Adrian fully stretched, just a couple of inches away from getting a fingertip to it, and he found the back of the net. Dream moment for Bode there, as Rotherham were on the brink of heading into the semi-finals and heading to Wembley. What an amazing moment that would be, but it would be Gested that put a dampener on their dreams as he would make it 1-1 in the 82nd minute. There's still time for us to really turn this game around on its head, and Gested coming on as a substitute. I wasn't really expecting much of him because I've played him a couple of times at the start of the season and he was poor. Again, he's another fringe player that's probably only, because of his height, he's probably only best used as just an aerial threat, like kind of what Fellaini is at Manchester United. But there we go, we managed to salvage a draw. We take it into a replay. We will be going to Rotherham in the next episode. Can we make it to Wembley? Can we make it to the semi-final of the FA Cup? You guys are just going to have to join me for the next episode to find out. Thank you all for tuning in for this one. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you all soon for the next one.